What we got, Greg? I know that visibility has been a concern.
Yeah, the fog out there, that's going to be a problem. Even some freezing fog out there in some places as well. We talked about the dense fog advisory, that freezing fog, especially a little farther north. Something to keep in mind with those temperatures right around 32 degrees in some areas here this morning. Let's get you on out and show you that visibility around the Metroplex right now, though. You see how dense that fog is. We're looking at under a half mile getting out to Weatherford, Springtown right now, Bridgeport. You're down to 0 with that visibility. Heading up to Decatur and Chico, under a half mile there for you, along with Sanger, and coming back over to Denton, just under a mile there with that visibility for you. Now, it does get a little bit better as we head farther east, getting out toward Terrell. You see heading over toward Quinlan, out a little farther east here this morning. But yeah, we will have that fog out there through at least 10 a.m. And you see how it looks heading out to Weatherford right now, 34 degrees, but it is foggy there for you this morning. So watch out, give yourself plenty of extra time out there. Looking at those temperatures now, a little colder than it was this time yesterday. 38 getting out to Frisco here this morning, Denton down to 34, along with Decatur at 36. And again, we'll have some temperatures right around freezing, especially up along the Red River. So freezing fog going to be something that we'll have to deal with perhaps a little bit later today too. Now look at the rain coverage. It holds off for most of the day today. The fog this morning, it will be dry through the day, probably for that afternoon commute, but then those rain chances really ramp up as we head on into tonight. Those temperatures getting into the upper 50s here this afternoon. So we'll have the fog around for you this morning, but here comes the next disturbance that's going to move right over North Texas a little bit later today. So it's still well out to our west now, so it will be a few hours before we see some rain, but we will see some widespread rain beginning this evening west of Dallas and Fort Worth, and then that starts to increase in coverage as we head toward midnight. Widespread rain across the area, light to moderate showers. It looks like moving through during the early overnight hours, so it'll be pretty wet. I think maybe for the start of the morning commute tomorrow, we're still going to have some showers around, but those push off to the east as we go through the day, so we will be looking at some drier conditions as we head into Friday, late Friday morning on into the afternoon. So we'll be in between systems. Now, as far as the rain with this next system moving across the area, we'll have about a quarter to maybe a half an inch of rain in some areas through Friday morning. And then the next system moves in early next week, so we'll get through the weekend dry. It should be pleasant for you this weekend. And then as we get into Monday, that's when we'll have that next round of rain, maybe some isolated thunderstorms. It looks like as we head into late morning, probably that morning commute on Monday, going to be a wet one for you out there as well. So as we take a look at the extended forecast for you, you see those temperatures today in the upper 50s, a little cooler on Saturday, and then widespread rain. There will be some embedded thunderstorms perhaps on Monday, and then it turns cold on Tuesday, highs in the upper 40s, and then more chilly air moving in late next week, heading into next weekend.